A promised star. Thanks to you, the completion of the Starlands is in sight. Without you by my side, would have no doubt given up before the journey even began. And I speak not just of finding the Azure Star, but also confronting Jerome about why he quit astronomy. Words are not enough to express my gratitude. Now we stand here at the finish line, and I have one last request to make of you. Channeling magic into the Starlands requires a wand. Would you please craft one for me? That sounds easy enough. Big box of merchandise. Should you ever find yourself short of materials, please help yourself to whatever is in the trunk. This should be an easy finish. The Starland's wand. Of high quality. Not even hard. Finished crafting the final piece. Wand capable of channeling magic into the Starlands. We did it. Look at that cool looking stick. Absolutely perfect. Now that I have the necessary parts, all that is left to do is search for the Azure Star. When the time comes, might I be so bold as to ask you to join me. There's also one other individual I wish could be there. That being said, there's no guarantee that the Azure Star even exists. I do not wish to disappoint them again. Even so, I would like to search the skies once again with Jerome. After all, it is a dream we've shared for a decade. Not at least asking would be a form of betrayal in itself. Given the time, he is most likely at Ox Landing reciting poetry with his friends. As soon as I finish putting everything together, I will go straight there. Please, wait with Jerome for me at Ox Landing. Okay. Off we go. Grab like a Reese cup or something. Get a snacky. Ah, it's you again. Apologize, but we have nothing more to discuss. You may have nothing more to say, but I have plenty. Dude. Starlands that Spexy and I have been working on is now complete. It would mean the world if you were to come and watch me. If you came to watch me begin my search for the Azure Star. Sorry, Jude, but I'm afraid that's just something I cannot do. What do you mean you cannot? This is your childhood friend we're talking about. You should go with him. If the Azure Star truly doesn't exist, isn't it your duty to be by his side when he learns the truth? You understand, I searched for a decade for that star. It is nowhere to be found. A decade? Surely you jest. What an absolute waste of time that was. To think you were this close to throwing out all the best years of your life chasing a figment of your imagination. Wow, what a dick. If such a thing existed, the top academics in the Faculty of Astronomy would have already found it. Do you not even take that into consideration? By the gods, you must be even dumber than a sack of rocks. What a douche. Holy shit. You. How dare you speak such atrocities? What? Are you talking to me? You nor anyone else has the right to ridicule us. Threaten and laugh at me all you like. You will not strip me of my dream. Maybe what you need is some sense knocked into you. You really want to go there? Strongly recommend against that. You see that craftswoman there? She's an adventurer from overseas, and certainly not someone you want to pick a fight with. Even you don't stand a chance. You'd best watch your back. Dickhead. Dude, in all our years together, I don't think I've ever seen you so upset, much less speak up the way you did. I'll admit I surprised myself a little. My heart is still pounding. I just couldn't let it go when I thought about everything you had invested. The audacity he has to utter such words. I lived, ate, and breathed that dream. When I discovered there was no hope of fulfilling it, the despair that overcame me was beyond words. I felt worthless. This is why I could say nothing earlier. Even if some of the members of the poetry club are a little rougher on the edges, this is the only place I have. When we were children, I was crying because I did not fit in with the others. You invited me to join you in stargazing. You gave me a place to belong in this world. And now I'm asking you to join me at that place once more, gazing up at the skies. Very well. But this will be it for me, Jude. Let us make our way to Scholar's Harbor. We must first return to the workshop and retrieve the Star Lens, so I'll meet you the two of you there. To think that Jude has changed so drastically in such a short span of time. It seems what he needed was not someone to take him by the hand, but rather coax him forward from behind. Why am I going this way? I can take the Aetheryte. Run through the fountain. No big deal. And suddenly it's nighttime. Oh, I see. Well, that's clever. And there we go. Let us begin then. This is the Star Lens. Doesn't look like much. "10 years ago on that fateful day, we were attempting to observe the constellations aligning with the fifth heaven's gate. We'll begin by positioning the Star Lens in the same manner. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The stars can be seen with such clarity. However, the azure star we saw back then does not shine among them. Not that I expected anything different. After all, one cannot see, even with the state-of-art technology, that which does not exist. You did well, Jude. The Star Lens is quite an impressive piece of work. Wait. It's for this exact reason the amplifier exists. Or do we need more? Hang on a second. I got juice to spare. Dude, I want to believe it exists just as much as you, but... exists, somewhere right before our very eyes. Please reveal to us your brilliance once more, just as you did 10 years ago. These cutscenes are really fucking cool. Bro, look, it's real. It truly does exist. We didn't imagine it. It's real. Why did I give up so easily? Dude, you were extraordinary. I liked that. These are all really good. I really liked all these little Studium quests. We just needed more power. Actually, it's all thanks to you that our decade of hard work did not go to waste. Which reminds me, did you see where Jerome wandered off to? He was with us when we entered the Studium grounds. Ah yes, this feels much better. Now that's more like the Jerome I know. Spexy, wouldn't you agree this style suits him better? It's some nice fabric. Sound of it, Spexia wholeheartedly disagrees. Thank you at least for attempting to mask your distaste with a polite compliment. Either way, I've finally come to realize that simply transforming my appearance does not change who I am on the inside. That is neither here nor there. What I wish to talk about is the Azure Star. There's something about it that has been niggling at the back of my mind. How is it you succeeded with an ancient lens made of water where the latest, most advanced equipment of the Studium failed? Of course. Star lens allows us to see by capturing not the light of the stars, but their aether. Exactly. You see, you believe that due to how far away the Azure Star resides from us, a traditional telescope would have trouble capturing the light it emits. The star lens, meanwhile, can capture an image of its aether, the very life force of the star. I can scarcely imagine how much further our technology must advance for telescopes to perceive such distant celestial bodies. Strange, then, that we were able to see the Azure Star all those years ago. How do you suppose we accomplished such a feat? At the time, we were using a toy crafted for children. The lens, contrary to proper telescopes, was made from low-quality crystal. The aether of that crystal lens is likely what allowed us to pick up on the star's glow. After we reported what we saw, the Faculty of Astronomy conducted their own observations under similar, if not identical, conditions and found nothing. What if the intensity of its ethereal emissions is prone to periodic fluctuations, an ethereal cycle, if you will? It stands to reason that night 10 years ago, the Azure Star had reached its peak, a brief, miraculous window wherein the star's aether was such that we could catch a glimpse with our crystal lens telescope. Incredible, as always, Jerome. You've always been very sharp. Sharp or not, my abilities pale in comparison to your sheer drive, Jude. Thanks to said drive, we have rediscovered an alternate means of viewing stars in the night sky. Your theory is correct, and that means there are far more stars out there than we even suspected waiting to be discovered. It would certainly seem that way. This may very well revitalize and revolutionize the field of astronomy. Let us continue working together to find them, Jerome. Let us continue to breathe life into the dreams of those two young boys from 10 years ago. Dude, you forget I am no longer with the Faculty of Astronomy. In case you've already forgotten, I'm a rather persistent fellow. I've waited this long. I can stand to wait a bit longer for your return. Cannot argue with that. Never did I think when we began this journey that it would come to such a spectacular end. Thank you once again, Spexia. While our time together was short, it was incredibly fruitful. I'm devastated to have to say goodbye. We, however, shall continue to reside under the same stars. When I want to remember our time together, I will simply look to the skies. I pray we'll meet again. You shall always remain a treasured and true friend of mine. Fires of Ifrit, nay, the phoenix have taken up residence in my heart. for they will continue to burn forevermore. Okay. Let's take the craftsmanship ones, because those seem to be the ones I'm constantly struggling to have high enough points in. The esteemed contributor, Faculty of Astronomy. You've completed all of Jude's tasks. He now considers you a treasured and trusted friend. Completed all the Studium quests. It seems Key Alipo has something she would like to ask of you. Visit the main reception in the Studium. Look at that. Starry Night. We've completed them all. Let's talk with Jude and Jerome here real quick. Hang on. Gazing upon the night skies with Jerome by my side takes me a decade back. How grateful I am to have not given up. Let me be one of many Jeromes that exist upon the star. I am the one that shines the brightest.